So I'm sitting there waiting for my turn at the job interview. I'm in this kind of outer office. There's like 20 other people. We're all wearing suits. And finally my turn comes. They say, "Mr. Mesmer, come on in." So I stand up and I go into this office. There's, I guess, several of these interview offices. And when I walk in, the guy behind the desk is wearing a clown suit. And he's got his face all painted. And I think, fuck this. And when I got on the bus, I looked around and there weren't a lot of seats, so I chose a seat next to this guy that didn't look too insane. It was a long bus trip and I knew I would probably fall asleep, and I was trying to pick somebody that wouldn't stab me in the eyeball as I fell asleep, because you never know what's going to happen on a bus on a long journey where you don't know the destination. And I sit next to the guy and he starts telling me this story about him and his cousin who were on this fishing trip in a canoe on this lake in the middle of the mountains. And they're on this lake, and his cousin told him to use a different kind of bait. And sometimes when I go shopping, I go with a list. Other times I just push the cart around and look for stuff that looks like it might be tasty and healthy. Other times I just kind of wander down the street without really knowing where I'm going. And one time I ended up at this one shop downtown. It was like this old knick-knack shop. I'd been past it a few times and I wasn't really sure what kind of stuff they sold. I never really saw anybody inside this place. So I go inside and the old lady says, "Choose whatever you want." So I picked up this necklace that had like this kind of a silver shark tooth hanging from a silver chain. I don't think it was real silver because it was only $5 for the whole thing. So I put it on, and when I went outside I looked at everything and everything was in black and white. It was like this thing messed up my vision. So all I could see was black and white everywhere, and I took it off and kind of threw it in the trash. But then in the trash can there was a half-eaten banana, so I pulled the banana out and started eating it because I had left my shopping cart at the grocery store. And I looked around and I saw this clown on the beach. He was the same clown that was in that office that was going to interview me where I left and got on the bus. And the clown was juggling these bananas, and he started off with 6 bananas. And he was juggling them, and as he was juggling them, he would slowly unpeel them as he juggled them and then start taking bites out of them. Pretty soon he was just juggling banana peels. It was the most incredible juggling display I'd ever seen, and I wish I would have had my camera because I would have filmed it, but I didn't, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. It really did happen.